Hi, my name is Claire. If you've taken Lisa's first course, Awaken Your Natural Intuition, you might recognize me from one of the bonus videos. I've had the pleasure and privilege of working with Lisa to help her create some of the video content. And since working with her and since working with the course material, I've had some really positive breakthroughs, and I'm making some changes that I'm really excited about, and I feel like I have her to thank for the insight and confidence to do a lot of it. So I asked her if I could share with you guys a little bit about my experience, because she's just been such an inspiration, and I'm certain that if you really apply the stuff that she's talking about, you'll make some really great changes too in your life. Before I started working with Lisa, I had gotten laid off from my job, and I was looking for new work, but I had a lot of anxiety about it because I had just been growing increasingly unhappy with the field that I was working in, and I was just really not looking forward to returning to it. I felt like my work had no meaning for me, and in fact I really kind of just felt that way in general about where my life was going. I felt like I had lost sense of what my purpose was, and I began to question if I ever really knew what it was in the first place. I felt like I was just merely existing but not living or thriving, and more than anything I felt trapped because even though I knew that I had to make some changes, I didn't know what changes to make or how. I didn't even really know what would make me happy at that point. I had some ideas every once in a while, but everything seemed too overwhelming or unrealistic or impossible. So eventually I got a job offer from a fairly reputable company in the field that I work in, and for all intents and purposes, I should have been really excited about the opportunity, but I had this tightness in my chest, and I felt hesitant to accept it, but I needed a job and I needed the money, so I did, and I just kind of tried to convince myself and the people in my life that I was really happy about it. But it wasn't very long until I felt like I was at the beginning of another downward spiral. I felt tired and anxious and stressed and moody. I felt jealous of people that I didn't even really want to be. That tightness in my chest was getting worse to the point that I actually ended up in the ER because it was like literally hurting to breathe, and I felt like I was having a heart attack. I felt suffocated, like literally and metaphorically. So I knew this job wasn't right for me, and I knew that I had to leave, but I just didn't know what else to do. So I started kind of rewatching some of the course material and reading some of the stuff on Lisa's website, and practicing some of the exercises that she talks about, particularly visualization and writing in soul ink. And just like she said, almost like magic, my inner voice, I guess, started to just kind of pour across the pages of my journal, and without that sort of hesitancy or second guessing myself or like writer's block that I usually get when I write. And I was able to really kind of clarify for myself what my values are, and how and why I was suppressing them. I was able to define for myself what would make me happy, what kind of lifestyle I wanted, what kind of career I wanted, things that I wanted to make more time for. But the question remained of how, and I was worried about what people would think. And then, almost as if on cue, I had this urge to check my email, and I had received Lisa's newest blog post about what other people think not being your business, and I read it, and just something clicked in me, and I felt really empowered, and I had this surge of confidence, and I started kind of making a plan for myself and setting goals step by step and really visualizing it, and it didn't seem so daunting anymore. And a week later I gave notice at my job, and I'm currently applying to schools to pursue my master's in a career that I feel is really in line with what's important to me and will enable me to leave the kind of impact that I want to with my life. I I don't really have that feeling in my chest anymore, and I feel this sense of freedom that I haven't felt in a really long time. And even though I don't have every single answer to everything, and I know there's going to be challenges, I feel really confident about it, and I feel really excited, and I trust that I'm on the right path and things will unfold for me as they're meant to. So that's my story. I hope that it inspired you to check out a course of hers if you haven't already. Read the stuff on her website. She's a smart cookie, and she can help you make some really great changes. Okay, bye.